We can lock the car, we can unlock the car, open the trunk, and also personalize one of the buttons available. Long pressing the unlock button opens the windows, while long pressing the lock button closes them. So let's start things off by unlocking the vehicle first. We're going to open the door, then close it. Welcome effect in the IC and also for ambient lighting. All of that is followed by the profile selection in the head unit. Once we're ready, we're going to have a closer look at the steering wheel first. On the left side, we find mostly driving assistance systems, which are not available while the vehicle is parked. A boost button is located behind the steering wheel. The right side contains a menu button with content, layout, as well as head-up display settings. We can select different media sources, open our recent calls list, and also use the Voice Assist button. We can either use the native BMW Voice Assist or use a long press to activate Amazon Alexa. The upper buttons are used to change the volume. If we click the button in the center, we can activate media as well. The instrument cluster contains 3 different menus, starting off with content. We're going to have a look at the list, then start things off with augmented reality, then move on to navigation and map, G-meter, and also media. We can play music, mute it, and also unmute it. Then move on to our next menu, which is layout. The user can choose from 3 different options. We have number 2, or number 3, and we're then going to return to layout number 1. Last but not least, we can change the head-up display settings and also adjust the content. Next on our list is the head unit. It consists of a drop-down menu. We can set shortcuts, gesture shortcuts, as well as different menu shortcuts and suggestions. On the right, we find additional shortcuts for Internet. We can mute the sound, then select Settings and More. We have more shortcuts on the left, our home menu, different categories for different features. We have a media shortcut as well as a phone shortcut and a navigation shortcut. We have different widgets. We can add widgets on the right. Then reorder the different widgets, change their position by using a long press. A little further down, the center console. In the upper part, different shortcuts for media, telephone, navigation, as well as a home and return button. The diamond-shaped wheel is used to navigate through the menu in the head unit and make selections. Moreover, we find shortcuts for the parking camera. So let's have a look. Driving settings as well as vehicle height. On the right, my mode to switch between different drive modes available. If we select any of the options, in this case digital art, displays an ambient light change accordingly. Below we find the crystal volume button. In addition, the system shows gesture control options. The next thing we're going to do is switch to theater mode and then have a closer look at the rear seat entertainment. Before we can start, we have to wait until the screen is ready. So let's go ahead. The display starts right off with Amazon Fire TV. On the left side, we can choose between Amazon or HDMI. We can either connect an HDMI device or select Amazon and then pick any of the available streaming services. So let's have a look. We can check the display settings, adjust the display, also zoom in or out. We can change the position and also adjust the brightness. We can turn the display off and back on. On the left, we can fold the display up. We also have a display control located in the door. It contains media features, Amazon Fire TV, telephone, as well as My Modes. We can change the seat position and also change blinds, lights, and climate settings. In the upper right corner, we can adjust the volume. We're now going to fold the display then return to the front. Before we wrap things up, we're going to have a look at the gear selection. First off, drive, neutral, reverse, which activates the camera and sound, as well as parking. We're now going to turn off the car next. Open the door and exit the vehicle. And last but not least, lock the vehicle.